Morning, this is Calico Kate, and this is week 3 of my Use Your Stash. And today we're going to make these little lace flowers. If you want to make these, you're going to need old sheet or old fabric of some kind, some lace. You're going to want some kind of sturdier fabric. It can be duck cloth, it can be upholstery fabric, it can be canvas, it can be whatever you want. You're going to need something for the center. You could use these cute little black flat back. These are old earrings and stuff. I've taken the backs off that I could use. You could use beads for the middle. What you have, we're using your stash. So this isn't going to need you to buy anything. You're just going to make your stash. So to start this project, I'm going to need 4 little almost squares of my sheet, or whatever you've got you're wanting to use up. I'm going to need a little circle of this lace. This lace was an old curtain I got, I think, at a thrift store. But you know, save that lace if your curtain, or that fabric, if your curtains are too long and you're going to sew them off or whatever you're using, because even these little things you can use for these flowers. Then I'm going to use this. And the reason I forget these, shed. The reason that I'm using this is because it gives it a little sturdiness. Now here, on this one, I used canvas and then put it on top of the sheet so that I had a white background. You can do it that way. This one, I'm going to hide the background, so I'm not even going to bother with the sheet. But I could put that on later if I so wanted. So you're going to start with this, and then I love this part of the sheet. So I am going, and a glue gun or Fabri-Tac, or whatever glue you have that you use with fabric. Okay, I folded it in half, and in half again, and I want, for me, I like that to be on the top. Whoops. And then I fold it, and then I put just a little glob there of hot glue, and I'll have to add some, and then I fold it, and then I put a little more. Don't worry, I know this doesn't look like much, but we'll get it that way. Don't you worry. This is just the beginning. Now, when you are done, I don't, because I like the shabby chic look. But if you wanted a colorful flower, use colored fabric. Or you could go around it and with your stamp or your dies or whatever. I like them white. So that's what I do. Now, to fix this a little bit, is when I put a little bit of glue underneath. I smash her down, and then I get my circle of lace. And again, this still isn't looking like much, is it? And this is where you can kind of use your glue to place this fabric as you want it to lay. But we still have a step where we fix that. And then, let's use one of these. Now, I don't know if you're a tweezer person, but I don't like my finger burnt. So I set that on there, and then I use my tweezers, and then if I have to pick them up or whatever, I can move them. And then when that's done, I come around. I know I'm cutting off some of that fray, but then you just pick that. See how I just twist it? And that'll frays it right up again. Now you can leave those frayed edges however long you want for your flower. If you don't, if you want a bigger flower, leave it out. But I kind of like that round flower. Now, you could kind of leave it like a square if you wanted. It is your personal choice at the time, or if you're like me, it's how it happens. Now, I don't need this big, I'm not going to use that. Let's use a piece of this, a round piece. Your base is very open to what you've got. I've been cutting out for yo-yos. And so I'm using some of these smaller circles. So I had these bases. But I'm going to use this real pale gray with this on top. I'm going to put a little glue there. Okay. Whoops, and it went flying away. And just like the flowers God made, they can be all different colors. They can have, fabric that like this with lines in them. And you can pretend those are veins. You can do 4 petals, 5 petals, 3 petals. I'm going to do 5 this time, just for something different. I'm going to fold it, and everybody probably does these different. So I'm going to do it my way, but I'm also going to show you other things you can do. For example, this one, I left a line so that I could fold that all down, and then I can fold this under. I have seen so many, because I forget how to do it. People make fabric flowers, and they all end up with great fabric flowers. Some don't even put them all in the middle. If for some reason, which may not, you could use a button for that middle. That would be really cute too. Also, if you wanted to use orange or brown or greens or red to make fall flowers, you certainly could. And I'm just, as you can see, I don't do it all the exact same way. And a part of that, I'm doing it so that you can see it's a very forgiving use to make a flower. But we're using up scraps. We're using up scrap fabric. We're using our stash, and we're not needing to buy anything because we already have all that stuff. And like I said, use what you've got. If you don't have white, don't make white flowers. It's whatever your choice is. And I'm going to get 5 flower petals on here. To show you that you can do it. I'm awful with a glue gun in the amount I push on it. So sometimes I get hard. I squeeze in too much and I get too much. Sometimes I don't get enough, and it doesn't take much. Just be careful you don't burn yourself. That's the important part of a glue gun. Now, see how 5 filled this out more? I'm gonna fix this little corner. If you do not have fabric scissors and you're using cotton, you can tear it. So don't let that stop you either. Okay, I need a little, there. I want a circle of this. And for something different, I'm going to use a little bit of cheesecloth. You can use cheesecloth here. You can even use cheesecloth stuck in there if that suits you. I'm using blue because that's what I grabbed. And I spilled my paint water on it. And then I'm going to use this little, I don't know what these are called. I don't know where I got them. And there you've got a bigger one. So the size of your little squares make a difference, and where you glue them on your circle to how big of one you've got. Now I will use these on my journals as clusters. I will, like the cover or something like that, I will use these in my slow stitching. I could use it on, say if you make a little girl a purse or something, you could glue a pin and make a brooch. Whatever you wanted to do. So we're going to make just one more. And you're going to see the same person using the same stuff made all different. It is probably not in my, you know what, this time, let's make a lacy one. Same thing. Only we're going to use 4 pieces of lace. And you're going to see how that works too. So I've got my square, and this way if you've got, and you could use different colors of lace, of course, but this way if you've got more lace than you do fabric, then do this. And you can see I'm not measuring. If you're one that wants to measure so they're all the same size, you go for that. You do you. You know what things you have. And that's all we're doing, is using our stuff. That stash of stuff that we collect. And if you're watching and you have absolutely no scraps and you'll pay the postage, I can send you scraps. Just let me know in the comments. I just had to buy a new sheet for our bed downstairs. So I got lots of this white cotton. But I'll send you stuff. My sister's coming and we're going to be making little dresses. So I will have scraps from that. I sew. I've got scraps. You just got to find the rest. Okay, see how this one turned out? Now, let's make the top. And I'm just making kind of a circle. It's not going to matter. And I want a little more. That's a little too dark. I want some of my cheesecloth. But I don't want the grungy. I want some of this that's just on the edge. Now these I purposely colored with my ink sprays. And then let's see. I think I've got some buttons here on my desk. Let's look. I'd bet money I had some. But I was going to show you, since I thought of it, what a little button would look like on top. But see, if I wanted to, I could even use a sequence. See, I could put a sequence on there and then a bead. Let's find something to... That's pretty. Let's make... I feel like at the size it is, it needs smaller. So let's just put a dab. and a white pearl. So there you go. There we've made a lace. We've made little. We've got big. So you can kind of pick out which kind you want. This one I didn't cut around. I'm going to cut a little bit of that bottom off, but I left it kind of the size it was. So that's how you can make them fit you. And then I have to piddle with it a little. But you make it to suit what you want it to be. And that's how, my friends, you make flowers using lace and fabric. Have a great day. And always remember, you have a purpose. Bye for now.